Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bryce. Right now in this video, I'm going to be doing part 2 of T-Mobile's claims to match Verizon's coverage within the next 12 months. A couple weeks ago, I did part 1 of T-Mobile claims to match Verizon's coverage within the next 12 months, and right now I'm going to be doing part 2. Back in part 1, I did my personal opinions and facts, and in this video, I'm going to be doing the same thing, except if you guys don't already know, John Ledger just did what do we call it? I don't know, an announcement at CES in Las Vegas a couple days ago, and they actually showed a map of what their coverage is going to look like compared to Verizon's coverage map. And it looked very similar. I'm not gonna lie, it looked very similar, but they're misleading about a couple things, and I just wanted to point out what's going to happen, and again, my personal opinions and facts about how they're going to do this. So, as you can see right here, I zoomed into Grants Pass, Oregon on T-Mobile's coverage map. As you can tell right there, T-Mobile's coverage map. And if you look here, it looks good in the city, but what they do not want to tell you until you zoom into their map is this. Basically, what T-Mobile is trying to do is they're going to put up a tower and extend the tower as far as it can reach until they have to put up another tower. So that's going to be what they do when they say they're going to claim Verizon's coverage within the next 12 months. When in actuality, a lot of areas are only going to have about 1 bar of reception, and a lot of penetration is going to affect the reception. So let's just say this right here. Okay, we're in Grants Pass, Oregon, and this isn't just in this area, it's going on all around the United States, but I just chose this area because it has a major highway, Interstate 5, running through it. So let's look at it. As you can tell, here in the city, it looks to be okay. I mean, I wouldn't say the best, but it really does look to be okay. But what they do not want to tell you is that if you go anywhere outside of the city, you will notice a lot of 1 bar of signal strength. Like right here, for example, fair signal. And that, yeah, see, fair signal right here, cell reception outdoors and occasionally indoors. That's what T-Mobile does not want to tell you, is that there is a lot of areas where there is only fair signal. Verizon, on the other hand, is very dense, meaning that there's about 1 tower per half mile to 1 mile. So odds are that Verizon's going to get better signal than T-Mobile will, especially outside of the city. So why should we care? Well, I'm going to explain that right now. For one, when you have a fair signal, call quality is going to suck. It may take the call a few seconds to go out or come in, on top of the fact that odds are that calls are going to drop a lot more with 1 bar than they are 5 bars. And then let's talk about texting. Well, text messages might not send, and they might take about 5 seconds to send a text message or receive them with only 1 bar of signal strength as opposed to 5 bars of signal strength. And then building penetration and all of the terrain such as mountains, trees, etc. 1 bar has a harder time going through buildings or terrain than as opposed to 5 bars. And this is what T-Mobile does not want to tell its customers, is that it may have the amount of coverage that Verizon has within the next 12 months, but they will not say how many dead zones there are compared to Verizon and how many spots there are only 1 bar of signal strength where Verizon has 5, because Verizon's network is a lot more dense than T-Mobile's. And what I mean by dense is that, again, like I said, Verizon has more towers in one area than T-Mobile does. Usually you only see a lot of T-Mobile towers in the major cities or on major highways. You do not ever see them outside in any rural areas, only the major cities. And how does that affect us? Well, we cannot just stay in one specific area for a long time. Of course we're gonna travel, of course we're gonna go on vacation, of course we're gonna go from point A to point B every now and then. So Odds are that when you need your cell phone and you're traveling, you're going to notice a lot of spots where T-Mobile only has one bar, where Verizon has around 3 to 5 bars in that same area. And because of that, the call quality isn't going to be as great as Verizon's. The signal strength isn't going to be as great as Verizon's. You might notice drop calls, text not sending, and one important part is the data speeds. Usually, you notice faster data speeds on full signal than you do one bar. So, in an area where you have one bar with T-Mobile, you're only going to be getting about 1 to 3 megabits per second, where Verizon in the same area will get around 30 to 40 megabits per second. So, this is part 2 of T-Mobile claims to match Verizon's coverage within the next 12 months. Please give your opinions down in the comments below. On top of, I will leave part 1 in the description. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys on my next video.